Before moving on to the final topic in this module, let's reflect on the case study you read in the last discussion forum. In the case study, we learned that through several generations, all genders have been told how they are supposed to dress, act, think. In the case study we discussed, it is the elders of the house who are teaching the younger generation how they should act and how they should play based on their gender. While it is okay for boys to play aggressive games where use of even guns is not frowned upon, but the girl in the case should be passive in her play. She also accepts it and goes back to play with her doll. All genders have been taught to accept their place, and this is what we must strive to change. Moving on, welcome to our final video of this module on gender sensitive communication and how to use gender inclusive language. Before we start, pause this video for a moment and reflect on the following questions. What does gender inclusive or gender neutral language mean to you? Let's look at these words. What is the striking thing here? Why do you think chairwoman is not commonly used? Take a moment to jot down your thoughts before continuing. Gender roles and norms often shape the way we use language. Sometimes without realizing it, we use language that is not inclusive, which can unintentionally exclude or hurt people. The goal of gender neutral language is to avoid bias towards any particular gender. Let's practice making some terms more gender inclusive. On your screen are examples of non-inclusive language and how to change each term to be more gender neutral. Think about how changing these terms to be more gender inclusive helps to create equality. How does using words like chairperson, spokesperson, or ancestors impact the way we perceive roles traditionally tied to a specific gender? You will notice that you are overcoming the assumption that some roles or attributes are dominated by a specific gender. Gender sensitive communication acknowledges everyone. Gender sensitive communication uses inclusive language to promote gender equality, ensuring that all genders, women, men, non-binary, are equally visible and respected. Why is using gender sensitive language important? For one, it helps identify the different needs of women, men, and non-binary people. Second, it challenges assumptions we may unconsciously hold about gender roles. Third, it lays the foundation for a more equal society. Fourth, it raises awareness of how language shapes thoughts and behaviors. And lastly, it encourages a more open, respectful environment for people to express themselves. Gender stereotyping occurs when we assign roles based on assumptions or stereotypes. Here are some examples of gendered language. Take a moment to think about how you can make these sentences bias-free. Gender subordination refers to treating one gender, often women or the third gender, as less important or less powerful than the other. Consider the following examples. Take some time to reflect on the assumptions behind these statements and how they reflect gender subordination. So, can you see that by being aware of our language, we can change so much? Inclusion through communication is the simplest and the easiest way to promote equality, respect, and fairness. Gender inclusive communication holds the power to promote equality, break down stereotypes, and create a welcoming environment for all. It fosters belonging, encourages participation and representation, and helps create a respectful, diverse, and fair society for everyone. Before concluding, we encourage you to maintain a reflection diary. This is a private space for you to reflect on your thoughts and learning from the session. Feel free to write in any language you are comfortable with. Remember, this diary is for your own growth and reflection. Use it to explore how these concepts apply to your daily life. This concludes the session. You are now equipped with tools to practice gender sensitive communication. Let's continue working towards more inclusive and respectful world. Thank you.